Okay, the purpose of this video is to show you how to solve a system of equations by using the matrices method. We're going to be using the matrix feature on your calculator, and I'm going to go through the first two examples that would be on the 3.1 notes page. What you have to do in these problems is you have to make sure that your equations are both in the exact same order. The preference would be that the x value is first, the y value is second, the equal sign, and then the constant needs to be on the other side. Those two equations both need to be in that same order. So if you've watched the video for the 3.1 notes, you'll see that we did that at the beginning. And then what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to put the coefficients, that is just the numbers in front of the variables, into what's called matrix A. You're going to find the matrix. You can see right here underneath this x to the -1 button. So you're going to press second and that button. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be editing because we're putting data into matrix A. So you're going to bump over to the edit menu and choose option number 1. Now, immediately after the word matrix A, this is giving you the dimensions of the matrix. The first number represents how many rows there are across in your matrix, and the second number represents how many columns. In the example that we're doing, example 5, letter A, that is actually a 2 by 2 matrix. So you're going to need to hit 2, hit enter, and then 2 and hit enter. That will change the dimensions so that we only have 4 spots to fill in our numbers. Once again, the equations have to first be reordered in the same order. Looking at that example, the first equation was 5x plus 3y equals -19. Since 5 is the coefficient in front of the x, you're going to press 5 and hit enter. And then 3 was the coefficient in front of the y. Hit 3, press enter. Then the second equation had an 8 in front of the x and a 3 in front of that y. This matrix A is called the coefficient matrix. You will always put the numbers in front of the variables in matrix A. What you're going to do next is you're going to need to put the constants into matrix B. So you're going to press second, and again, that matrix feature. Come over to the edit menu, and now come down and choose option 2 for matrix B. Okay, matrix B only has the two constants, the -19 and the -25. If you count how many rows there are 2 rows because there are 2 equations, but now there's only 1 column. It's just the 1 column that holds the constants. So please change the dimensions of matrix B to a 2 by 1, and then fill in those 2 constants, -19, enter, -25, enter. Okay, now that you have all the coefficients in matrix A, and the constants in matrix B, I'm going to have you quit out of this screen, press second and this mode button. This takes you back to the home screen. Okay, now there's a few things we need to do so that the calculator can calculate what the x and y values are for this system of equations. We're going to need to go yet again back to that matrix menu, second matrix, only this time, instead of bumping over to the edit menu, right here where it says names, you're just going to choose matrix A, hit a number 1, and it will paste the matrix A symbol into your home screen. Now, for the calculator to properly calculate the solution, we have to take the inverse of matrix A and multiply that times matrix B. The inverse symbol is this x to the -1 button. You're just going to click that x to the -1 button, and it will put a -1, what looks like in the exponent here. This means the inverse of matrix A, and we want to multiply that by matrix B. So press second, go into the matrix menu. Again, just where this says names, choose number 2 for matrix B. This is how your screen should look every time right before you hit enter, and the calculator then fills in that variable matrix. The top number is the x, the bottom number is the y coordinate. So the solution to this system is -2, -3. I'm very quickly going to walk you through the second example on the 3.1 notes page, example 5b, where there were 3 equations. There was x, y, and z. So again, these would need to all be in order. You're going to go back into second matrix. Now we have to come over to edit, choose matrix A. Because we have 3 equations, there will be 3 rows to this, and there are 3 variables, x, y, z, so there are 3 columns. This is a 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, we are just typing the coefficients. The first equation had a 1 in front of the x, a -9 in front of the y, and a 4 in front of the z. You can see as I'm typing these numbers in, I hit enter after each one, and it moves across the row or across the equation. When you do not see a number in front of a variable, the assumption is that's a 1. Okay, here I have filled in, this is my coefficient matrix. I'm now going to go back into the matrix screen, come over to edit again. Now I'm going to edit matrix B, which is what holds the constants. 3 rows, 1 column. The dimensions are 3 by 1. My 3 constants are 1, -3, and -3. Okay, now that I have all the data in matrix A and matrix B, I'm going to quit out of this screen. I need to pull this back up again. I'm going to go second matrix, hit number 1, choose that inverse button, x -1, back again second matrix, and choose option 2. Hit enter. It's going to fill in, these are my coordinates. The x coordinate is 2, the y coordinate is 1, and the z coordinate is also 2. And you can write that as a point, an ordered triple in parentheses 2, 1, 2, like that. All right,